My people, gather around. Let me tell you an interesting story. A story of beauty, pride, and a lesson learned the hard way. Once upon a time, in a kingdom far, far away, there lived a mighty king. This king had everything: power, wealth, and servants attending to his every need. But what made him famous? His daughter, Afiong. She was exceptionally beautiful. Men from all corners of the land came begging for her hand in marriage. But Afiong, hmm, she looked at them one by one, shook her head, and said, "No, I am not interested. Too old, too short, too unattractive, not wealthy enough," she would say, tossing her hair. "I must marry a prince, a handsome prince from a distant land. He must be tall, charming, rich, and perfect." Her parents pleaded with her, "My daughter, marry one of our people." But Afiong refused. Then one fateful day, trouble arose. Market women began shouting, "Come and see!" A stranger had arrived. This man was more handsome than anyone they had ever seen. He was tall, well groomed, and his skin glowed like polished gold under the sun. When Afiong saw him, her heart skipped a beat. Love overtook her immediately. "Come to my father's house," she said to him. And just like that, she was smitten. The prince did not waste any time. He asked for her hand in marriage that very day. Her parents exchanged skeptical glances. "Who is this man? We do not know him," they whispered to each other. But Afiong, she had already packed her belongings. "I must go with him," she declared. Her parents pleaded, "Afiong, stay. We do not know what lies ahead." But she refused to listen, and so she followed the prince. Then trouble arose again. Before we continue, my people, if you are enjoying this story, do not forget to subscribe. Click that button and join the family for more amazing stories. Now, let's get back to our story. They walked for miles until they reached a strange land. As they entered, a spirit appeared. "Return my legs," it commanded. Instantly, the prince's legs vanished. Another spirit emerged. "Give me back my arms." In a flash, his arms disappeared. Before Afion could utter a word, another spirit demanded the return of his body. My people, in mere moments, the handsome prince she had followed was reduced to nothing but a skeleton. Afion screamed. "Oh my God!" Her legs were frozen in fear. She trembled like a leaf caught in the wind. The skeleton laughed. "My beautiful wife, now you see me as I truly am." He had borrowed body parts just to deceive her, and now she was trapped. The skeleton dragged her to his home, where his mother, an old woman barely able to walk, was waiting. Afiong had no choice. She fetched water, cooked, and cleaned. Slowly, the old woman began to pity her. One day, she whispered, "My child, you do not belong here. I will help you return home, but promise me you will listen to your parents." Afiong nodded eagerly, and so the old woman called upon the wind. "Wind, carry this child back to her father's house." And just like that, Afiong was lifted into the air like a dry leaf. Before she could blink, she had landed back at her father's palace. When the king and queen saw their daughter, their hearts were filled with joy. They danced, they sang, and they celebrated for 8 days and nights. But the king wasted no time. He made a new law. From today onward, no daughter in this land shall marry a stranger from afar without knowing his true identity. And Afiong, she learned her lesson well. She became wise. Not every handsome face is to be trusted. So my people, tell me, if you were Afiong, what would you have done when the prince turned to a skeleton? Comment below. I'd love to hear what you think.